Hello there, my name is Jason Perkins. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. Today I want to talk to you about whether Georgia workers' compensation law covers leg injuries. Well, the basic answer is yes, it does. But we're going to talk specifically about the different types of injuries it can cover. Some of the most common types of leg injuries I see are injuries to the hip, the knee, the ankle, or the foot. And these injuries can occur in different ways and still be covered under Georgia workers' compensation law. So you might suffer what's called a traumatic type injury, which is the result of a particular event. So you might be in a car accident, suffer an injury to your knee, or maybe you are walking along and trip and fall and fracture your ankle. Or maybe you're lifting something and your knee pops. All these are traumatic type events, and those injuries are generally covered under workers' compensation law as long as they are work related. But those are not the only types of injuries that are covered under Georgia workers' compensation law. Georgia workers' compensation law also covers what we call cumulative trauma or repetitive use type events. Now these occur when your job requires you to do similar activities over and over again. So if your job required you to squat and stand up and down all day long, or required you to climb stairs fairly often, or maybe it required you to work on your knees all the time. So if you're installing flooring, carpet, tile, something like that, where you're on your knees a lot repetitively. And as a result of doing this type of work over time, you may suffer an injury to your leg. Repetitive stress or cumulative trauma type injuries are covered under Georgia workers' compensation law. Also, injuries are covered even if you have a pre-existing condition. So some people worry that they're not going to be able to file workers' comp because they've had a prior problem with their knee, and then they later suffer an injury to their knee. Well, Georgia workers' compensation law allows you to file for aggravations of pre-existing conditions. So this doesn't necessarily prevent you from receiving benefits. Let's talk about the types of benefits you can receive if you suffer an injury to your leg. Well, injuries to your leg are covered just like any other types of work-related injuries. And the benefits you should receive would include wage loss benefits if you're out of work as a result of your injury, medical benefits, which means the insurance company paying for the medical treatment and testing you need as a result of your injury, something called permanent partial disability benefits if you don't have a 100% recovery from your injury and have some permanent impairment. Now, even though leg injuries are covered under Georgia workers' compensation law, insurance companies still often do try to deny claims for leg injuries. Some of the most common reasons I see for denials are the insurance company claiming that your injury is a result of a pre-existing condition. So even though you may have made the injury worse at work, the insurance company tries to argue that it's all due to the pre-existing condition and not what you did at work. Another reason the insurance companies deny claims is what's called idiopathic type injuries. And this is where the insurance company tries to assert that the injury that you had really could have happened anywhere. It wasn't really necessarily the result of the work. You were just walking around or running or standing up or something like that and suffered an injury as a result. Now, idiopathic injuries used to be a good way for insurance companies to try to deny claims, but under some changes in the law recently, it's harder for them to do that. Courts have decided that insurance companies can't really just say that, hey, you could have done this somewhere else, and therefore they don't have to pay when you did it at work. So if an insurance company denies your claim for any reason, whether it's pre-existing condition, idiopathic injury, or some other reason, I would definitely recommend you talk to a workers' compensation attorney to find out if that denial was proper and if there's something that you can do about it. I hope you found this information about whether Georgia workers' compensation law covers leg injuries helpful. If you have, please let me know that. Best way you can do that is by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. If you have more questions about workers' compensation or your case in specific, I encourage you to reach out and schedule a free consultation with me so we can discuss those questions and get answers to them for you. There's two easy ways you can set that consultation up. The first is by calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, and the other is by reaching out to us to our website, which is www.perkinslawtalk.com. Click on and submit the free consultation request form, and a member of our workers' compensation team will contact you and get a consultation scheduled. I'd like to thank you again for watching this video today. I want to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injuries.